And welcome back to the Commanders Replacement Series, where we're in Game 2, Week 2 of Season 1, and we already have a breakout opportunity for a defensive lineman. Coach, I don't know if it's the food they're serving in the team cafeteria or what, but I've been on fire recently. We've really only had one game. Last week was the best game of the season for me. I would sure hope so. It was only one game. I want to be one of those guys who can do that every week, and I'm ready to take the next step, man. So let's bring it against the Lions this week. Shaka Toney will need to either, with his teammates, keep the rushing yards under 100, or himself get one interception, force fumble, tackle for loss, or sack. That would boost him up to a star dev. That would be extremely important for this team because there is not a single development player above normal. Everyone was a 65 or less, and everyone was a normal overall. So that could be really big for us. The Lions, while they have definitely improved, they don't have the best offensive line. So hopefully we could use his speed, get him around the edge, and get a nice dev boost early in this series. Game 2 is underway. We'll be kicking this one off to the Lions, so our defense will be up first. I think they got maybe one stop on defense entirely last episode, so hopefully there's some improvement. And plus, it'd also be a great opportunity to jump on it early with Shaka Toney. Try to make sure he gets one of those tackles for a loss, sack, or just help us keep the run game to a minimum. We'll go with a jet sweep, and an Amon-Ra St. Brown will get 4. We have seen in real life how effective he can be, and he can be utilized in several different ways, so we definitely have a tough task in making sure we lock him up. Here comes a pass rush, though, from Jones. First sack of the day goes from the interior. I want to say it was like Batonio Jones or something like that. Maybe not Batonio, but something similar. 3rd and 4. Have a couple different routes all going to that right-hand side, and there's a catch for a good chunk, but not enough for the first. They'll have to punt. Already seeing a nice improvement there from the defense, so we'll see if our offense can capitalize off of a good start for our defense. See if we can grab an early lead. Start with a run down the middle. It goes Borghi for a gain of 1. And the fact that we're not already down a touchdown takes a little pressure off of us, allows us to hopefully focus a little bit more on the running game rather than pass game, as we will try to get one of our guys, and we had 2 opportunities, but neither could grab it. So 3rd and 9 will drop to shotgun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. I like Stoner and Borghi's route here on this play more specifically. We'll go with Stoner to the outside. Nice pass there from Cam. Left that just where Stoner can grab it, and he did for a first. We also saw a nice rotation at the quarterback spot last week. We actually saw all 3 quarterbacks come out and play at least a little bit. Cam Newton will get the read option here. Try to get to the outside. We'll break 1 tackle. And we'll get close, but down just shy of the first. And speaking of rotation at the quarterback spot, Cone comes out after the run from Cam. I'm going to go catch his breath. We'll go with the run down the middle, and Borghi will run through 2 defenders and then get tripped up. And Cone is a pretty similar style quarterback, I would say, to what we have with Cam currently. He has some athletic ability, not as much as Cam, but the throwing ability is about the same. Though he's going to step up here and will slide down, avoiding the hit, gain of 7. Now on 2nd and 3, let's go deep here. With it being a short distance to gain, to have another first down at least, makes it a possible option, and that pass luckily tipped instead of intercepted. The hit as soon as that ball was thrown definitely took a lot off of it. We'll go empty set here. This time Newton going to send Borghi in motion. He'll take the jet sweep. We have a lead blocker. He turns up, gets the first down. And we're close to the red zone at the 23. They'll drop to the double A gap look, so we'll stay empty. Try to get maybe Muse to the outside. Have a couple different options. And we could have went with that, but ended up not looking too great with the corner dropping. So we'll roll out and toss out. 2nd and 10. Try to set up this receiver screen to the left-hand side. We have at least one blocker out in front and didn't hold very long. Trying to focus a little more on some quick passing game. Want to make sure we do still stick with the run, and we haven't ran for a little bit. So let's do that here on 3rd and 9, and tripped up by our own offensive lineman. Will only be a gain of 1. But we'll send out the field goal unit here to take the lead. Or at least that's the game plan. We'll see if McGinnis can hit from here. Snap back, hold down, kick is up, and that's going right down the middle. So we'll grab that 3-0 lead. And honestly, not too bad of a start, considering, again, we are a 60 overall team. We've improved a little bit on defense. I think we went up to a 63, and that one's topped up and not going to get picked off. I'm pretty sure I said topped up and tipped up. I guess it's kind of close. As they drop to a heavier look here, 2 tight ends, single back set, will stretch to the bottom, and we whiff on a tackle, and there is open running room for Williams, and I don't think anyone is going to catch him. We did great on the first possession of defense, or first round of defense. Not so much so the second. Well, that lead definitely didn't last. Luckily, we still have a lot of game left to try to re-grab it. Cam Newton back out there. We'll start this drive at quarterback. He'll hand it off. We'll get a gain of 3. We'll probably just see a consistent rotation at that quarterback spot, depending on where the game is. If we need the ability of throwing the ball deep downfield, we're probably going to need Dolgala. He has the best arm. If we need some running ability, it would be Newton. And then Cone can kind of just be a backup for both in a way. Cone doesn't have a super strong arm, but has better accuracy. So kind of could just be an all-around backup kind of guy for us. Cleveland with a catch. First down here close to midfield. Mark just shy. We'll stay out, same formation. That bunch to the right-hand side going to roll out. Luckily, they don't bring pressure, but there's an open receiver. Stoner breaking across field. We'll get a block downfield, trying to stretch for the end zone, and is carried in by the second defender, Stoner, with back-to-back touchdowns, at least weekly. Last week he had one. I think it was close to 2, but that one was another close one. Doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but great blocking downfield, and we'll take that lead once again. Well, the offense is definitely running better than they were last week. Granted, again, like I said, it's against the Lions, who have definitely improved, but still not top caliber. As there's a wide open receiver to the left-hand side, we're diving, we'll catch the ankle. That is a huge gain, crossing midfield, and that's the last play of the first quarter, too. So not the best way to end a quarter, of which we did fairly well. We'll still have our 3-point lead. Defense are going to need you to hold it. And the Lions will start with an empty set. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. We try to set up a quick blitz, and it, I guess, kind of worked. Wiggins with the first interception of the series. Pass just kind of lofted up a little too long, and Wiggins able to jump in front. Not much of a return, but we asked him to hold the 3-point lead. They definitely did. Pass was intended for Amon-Ra St. Brown, who never got his head around. Maybe it was a miscommunication between him and Goff. But we'll start with Borghi, who will get down the middle for 5. We really didn't see much of the other running backs last week, so let's see if we can get a rotation in this week. Cone out there at quarterback. He'll hand off to Huntley, who is more of our power back. We'll get down the middle for 2. And on 3rd and 3, let's go with some more play action rollout. We've run it quite a bit. Late release from our tight end. And we definitely could have gone there, but we have another open receiver, Patton, who can't hold on to it. Patman, I think, is actually what it is. I think I've called him Patton the last 2 games. It's my bad. But on 4th and 3, close to midfield, we're going for this. We have a read option, not a read option, an RPO. Run pass option, that's the better term, the correct term to use. We'll get the first down here with Calais, one of the other running backs. And he's a bit more of our receiver back kind of guy. Let's make an audible here. Let's go with the quarterback draw. They go up man on the outside, so see if we can get down the middle. We're going to run through Aiden Hutchinson. We get at least 4. And then Cone will come out directly after. Let Cam recuperate a little bit. We'll go with the jet sweep to the outside. Borghi trying to find some room to run. We'll try to split the defenders and at least get a couple. So far, we've been able to get some consistent shorter yards, but nothing really drastic. Go underneath here to Muse with the catch. Get first down to the 33, about a gain of 10. And that was still Cone out there at quarterback. Like I said, decent rotation. I think that's the big thing with this series is we're just going to see a rotation at that, well, really every spot. Nice pass there to Patman. Back shoulder catch allowed him to kind of keep running a little bit. And that'll get us down inside the red zone at the 14. Staying on that same formation. Trips to the left. Going to try to roll. Buy some time and, well, at least get rid of it before the sack. Well, 2nd and 10. Let's go back to the run game. Keep saying I want to stick with a little bit more run, and then we keep going pass heavy. Nice blocking here. Will get us down to about the 7. 4 minutes left in the quarter. And that'll set up a 3rd and short here for us. I do like the route here. Let's just make it a little bit more of a wheel here from Borghi. They do a really good job, but to the outside we go with the catch. Tyree Cleveland diving out for it, secures the grab, and we will extend our lead by, well, now up to 10. It's definitely too early to call a game, but it is very Lions to be down 17-7 against a replacement squad as they're just chilling, and eventually another sack. 2nd of the day for Jones. He's coming ready to play. We needed 1 from a different one of our defensive linemen, but right now it's coming from the interior. Haven't seen anything really from Tony yet, but that's okay. As long as we're getting the sacks. They've definitely stayed under the yards to gain in the rushing department, and that is a heck of a grab. Wow. I don't know why I can never remember his first name, but a heck of a catch there from Williams. Just single hand moss the guy, and there is almost a 3rd sack from Jones, who's having a great game from the middle so far. Still need to see something from Tony, but liking to see the interior pass rush. Go with a tight look here under center. Pass set up. Goff, and there's a missed tackle from Job, and Williams with the catch and the touchdown. That's going to happen when you have a 60 overall defense. Well, we did ask the defense just to keep the 3-point lead. Didn't ask for the 10-point lead, so I guess they did what we asked. We just have to remember to ask for more next time. Patman coming across, a nice job again on that crossing route. And there's a 2-minute warning. So far today, this offense has really just gotten the ball rolling from early on. And it's just kept going. We'll go the run here, cut back. Nice spin move there from Borghi, but couldn't get away from the 3rd defender. So on 2nd and 7, we'll spread empty. About 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock. Have the inside here with Muse. We'll get down the seam, down to the 18, so back into the red zone. I want to say that's 3 drives in a row. We'll stay in the shotgun, but only have trips to the left, 1 to the right. We'll go with a run on 1st down, and a great stop there from Anzalone. We know how good of a job he could do at that inside linebacker spot. We had him in the Florida-only challenge, so we know what he's all about. But how about Muse to that back corner in tight coverage? Almost intercepted. And actually, they're going to bring in a booth review to make sure that it wasn't intercepted. It looked close. Definitely need a second look. Elliott definitely lands out of bounds. I mean, that's not even close. Doesn't get a single foot in bounds. So yeah, we're good. So now 3rd and 9. Twins to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. I'm looking at Stoner and Borghi on this play. See if we can get one of these, and actually neither of these. We'll pass late. Cleveland with the catch. Timeout from the Lions. But do we kick the field goal or go for it? I would really love to take a 10-point lead into half. And we have to be aggressive in this series. So we're going to go for it here. And we have an open receiver across the middle, but a bad pass ends up getting intercepted, and we won't have any lead unless we could score within about 15 seconds, because this is going to be a pick 6. Intercepted at the goal line one way and crossed on the other way. Okuda with the INT, Okuda with the 6 points. Well, we had a nice lead in this game, and then I spoke too soon. 18 seconds left before halftime. We have in the strong arm quarterback, we have out the speedy guys. Tosses one up to Stoner, and that one's picked off by Elliott. Please don't let this be another pick six. No, we get the stop. But we were doing so well. And then in such a small span of time, just straight downhill. So now it's the defense's job to try to limit the downward trajectory here. 21-17. Just a little bit before half, they'll find Williams, who's been really good for him today. Call a timeout, and I expect a field goal unit to come out. So at one point in time, in this quarter, we were up 10 points. And now we should be heading into halftime with almost a blocked kick. But we will be headed into half, now down 7 points. So a 17-point swing for the Lions, as they'll grab that lead before half. And really much of their yardage all came later in that second quarter. The two takeaways late in that second quarter. We just made too many mistakes late in that quarter. But let's check on some of the other games. Carolina Panthers currently down 14-7 against the Giants. Neither team winning in week 1. And next up, just a little bit south of there, we have the Ravens taking on the Dolphins. That's a close one, 7-6 in another game where neither team won in week 1. And do we keep that same theme rolling here? No, both teams here won in week 1. Current game tied 10-10, Jets-Browns. And after a touchback to start the second half, we're on offense. We're definitely going to need a touchdown to try to minimize the downward trajectory. And a nice run here from Borghi. Cuts back in, weaving back to the outside. Are we going to have a one-play rushing touchdown if we could get by Davis, who's in hot pursuit? But he cannot get the ankles, and Borghi, on one play, took it to the house. Best run by far of this series. And just like that, offense corrects itself. Got this game back tied up here, only taking 10 seconds off the clock in the second half. They pass this one deep, comes up a little short, and that one should have been intercepted. Was then almost caught once again by Williams. Luckily hits the turf. At least we've been doing pretty good in the running department so far on defense today. That's the only thing going in favor of Tony, as he's not gotten any pass rush, and we just got gypped out of another interception. Great play made there by another Williams. And that looked like that was going to be a great opportunity to grab a second interception. Definitely didn't happen. Down the middle they go with Swift, who will break through one tackle, and they will give him the first. We're trying to bring some extra pressure here in the double A gap look to help Tony get around the edge, because once again, if he gets that dev trait boost, he would be the only star dev on the squad. But so far, everyone else is getting the tackles for loss, including Raymond Johnson there on the 2-yard tackle for a loss. Swift not able to get the edge. So 2nd and 12 at the 41. They'll go back to shotgun, 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers out to the right. We'll flood the right-hand side of the field, throw back to Williams, who maybe will get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 12, a great opportunity here for the defense to at least force a field goal attempt. Would like to force a punt. They go with a quick toss to the outside, and that one is grabbed again by Williams in super tight coverage. He's just unguardable right now, at least with our corners. They've just tossed that thing up to him a couple times, and it's just been one-hand grabs and tight coverage. Really hard to hate on our corners because they're doing a pretty decent job. And eventually someone... No, okay, that one's going to Williams again, and he's close to the end zone. We had a guy in between of him and the quarterback, so should have been able to swat the ball. At the minimum, deflected it, but that connection is just looking really good. Go with the blitz here down the middle, and there's a knockaway. Williams not getting that one. 2nd and goal, they'll come out with a strong eye. 1 receiver either side. We're going to send a double interior blitz, but they pick it up pretty well and don't fall into the end zone. Strobridge gets the stop. So on 3rd and goal, They'll go with another run, and stuffed in the back by Allen. They'll end up losing about 3 to 4 yards. Defense forces a field goal after a goal line stand. Again, we're just playing against the Lions, but for this being a completely rebuilt team based off of just some of the lowest overall available players, they're looking pretty solid. Lions do get the field goal, they'll take a 3-point lead. So with about halfway through the third quarter, offense finally comes out after only having the ball for about 10 seconds. Go to shotgun, hand this one off. Going to be Huntley back at running back, our power back. He'll get forward for a gain of 3. Again, trying to stick with some quick passes, short passes, running. Try to make things a little bit easier here for the squad, and I don't know what happened on that. Honestly, it just looked like the receiver just stopped running. I don't know if that was Cleveland or Patton. Or Patman. I don't know how many times I'm going to mess up that name. Pass underneath here. This time will go to Patman, who will get the first down. About an extra yard. We'll keep this thing going. Don't know why the Lions have Aiden Hutchinson playing basically DT, but nothing I can do about that. We'll go with the draw down the middle and a really good block. Up ends, I think, a linebacker. And we'll get 9 by Huntley. He's not necessarily the best back for a screen, but see if it works here for us. Doesn't look like it will, but actually a late block by our lineman opened it up for a split second before our other lineman basically helped the Lions tackle me. So on 3rd and 3, let's spread wide here, and this time they do have Hutchinson on the outside, right where we're going to be sending Borghi, so hopefully we can get a decent block on him. We don't. Basically tackle at the line of scrimmage. But I'm pretty much at midfield. You know we're going for it. Have Stoner on the zig. Get him open to the outside. Plenty of room. Try to accelerate away from Akuda, but Akuda definitely has much more speed. But what matters most there is getting the first down, and Stoner took care of that for us. So 1st and 10, about a minute left, a little under a minute left in the third quarter. Go underneath on the drag. Patman will break through one tackle. We'll get close to the first down, gain a 9. Let's go with a little RPO here. Potential for the receiver screen to Tyree Cleveland. Depending on what that corner does. He does come in. We'll toss it out, but no block there from Muse. Quick read there from Mike Hughes, and he'll get the tackle for loss. It was a good idea for about 0.2 milliseconds. Or just 2 milliseconds. 0.2 milliseconds would just be extremely a small amount of time. As we head into the fourth quarter here, 27-24. Needing 5 yards for the first down. Have a couple, well, I guess one deep, couple medium, couple short routes here. They cover them pretty well. We'll toss this one out, but the late hit completely threw off that pass. So for a 49-yard field goal, we'll send out McGinnis to help try to tie this thing up. From about the 40, I don't even think his foot actually touched that, but it still goes through the middle. Kick is good. We'll tie this thing up. And once again, with a tie game here, it could be anyone's game, just who makes the first mistake. Quick pass to the outside, caught, gain of 5. And once again, still needing to find that tackle for a loss or a sack here for Tony. Has an opportunity here on a pass play, but can't get by Williams, the running back. And we can't get the tackle. We whiff on another one. Castro Fields in pursuit. Will not get that stop either. Wiggins finally will bring him down at the 12. Really not a good play there from the defense, and that play shows the overall difference. They'll make an audible here, go spread, trips to the left, one to the right. We're in that double A gap look again. Tony clean off the edge, but didn't come close to Goff. That'll be a touchdown on the second effort, just would not go down. The Lions will take a touchdown lead with 6.5 minutes left. Well, we really can't afford to have any mistakes now. We need to get down the field with time to have another possession afterwards. We do have an open receiver. That's Stoner. Throw to the outside, gets the grab, and that's a huge chunk on first down. Crossing midfield, down to the 39. It was just some blown coverage. No one was close. We'll make a simple hot route here. Borghi on the zig route. And that was open for a split second. Cone gonna need to roll out. No one open. We'll throw this one away. And Cone hasn't had the most accurate day as they go with 3 deep. Can I make a check here? No, I was kind of wanting to go to a quarterback draw, but instead we'll check it to the jet sweep. Might be able to turn this into a quick turn up, and kind of, but maybe should have stuck to the outside. It'd be a gain of 3. So 3rd and 7. They'll come out with a double A gap look this time. Have some deep, some medium, some short. Seems what a lot of these kind of calls are. Nice pass there to Muse, but he can't hold on to it. Think it's a safer bet here. We take the field goal, make it a 4-point game. Kick is up, and that one's right down the middle. McGinnis has been solid for us, and he does it once again. So we'll draw this to 4 points. Gonna need the defense to get a stop. And now is the time that they really should just start ground and pounding. Drain this clock, try to get some first downs. We haven't been great against stopping the run. They'll get 4 for a gain of 5. And I think they might still be a little shy of the 100-yard mark. That's currently the only thing right now that would help Tony get the dev boost as they go the stretch to the outside. We're in pursuit, and we won't get there in time. Extra effort there from Williams gets the first. And every first down just eats away at the time that we have remaining to try to grab the lead. Quick toss to the outside. Amon-Ra gets a catch, and he hasn't seen the ball in quite a while. So we've at least done a decent job of trying to take him out of the game a little bit. Let's slide over this D-line here. Try to help us get a one-on-one with Tony on the outside, but he is not getting past Sewell, and a wide open Amon-Ra again. Down to the 21. Defense would have to at least force a turnover here or a field goal to allow us to tie it with a touchdown. But with a pass across the middle and the jump there from the linebacker maybe threw that off a little bit. Didn't end up hitting Goff, but at least provided a disruption. Otherwise, that would have been a touchdown. Quick pass to the outside, caught, and then immediately tackled. That leaves us with a 3rd and 11. About 2.5 minutes left. They'll come out with a spread look. Tony clean off the edge, and that pass thrown well before he gets there. But he dives. And he ends up giving them a free first down. They could get a first down prior to the goal line here. There's about half a yard of discrepancy there, and there's not a sack because Goff throws it away late. Yeah, at least almost got it that time. But still, doesn't have one on the stat sheet. 2.5 minutes left. Gonna send Amon-Ra in motion. And a interesting handoff that I don't know if that counts as a tackle for a loss or not. Just says 1 tackle. Not sure. They mark it as being back at the line of scrimmage, so maybe he still needs that tackle for a loss. But we'll head inside the 2-minute warning. And they'll come out spread empty, trips to the left, 2 to the right, but make an audible here. And it looks like Swift will go to running back. Send 3 over to that right-hand side, and there's almost another sack. But instead, it's a touchdown because we couldn't get Swift down in time. We're now down 2 possessions inside of 2 minutes. And a mistake made by the kick returner. Waves the fair catch thinking he's in the end zone. But he was at the 1. So we'll have to start at the 1, and we really don't have time for it. Trying to run some hurry up. But we have to get this ball down the field about as quickly as possible. Muse with the cut. Pass too far out in front. So already faced with a tough spot here. 3rd and 8. We need the first down. If we don't get it here, I feel like we would have to punt. We have an open receiver, and the pass, once again, is too far out in front. We're down 2 possessions. We only have 3 timeouts. We really don't have much of a choice but to go for it here. Hard count, no one jumps. We need something. We need something. Get the ball out late, but it goes nowhere. Turnover on downs at the 2, and that pretty much seals this game up. The Lions can definitely come in here, make it a 3-score game, make it seem like it was far more in their favor than it was. Williams is in. He had a solid game today. But it would appear our quest for our first victory is still underway. We'll send out Dolgala because he has the best arm. Didn't get a chance to use it. Quick pass rush down the middle. Sack. We're really just trying to see what some of these guys can do in the little time remaining. Under a minute left, have a one-on-one to one side. Patman basically becomes a DB. And that leaves us 3rd and 20. Have trips 4 out to the right-hand side, 1 to the left. And barely will be able to get that one off in time as well. So we'll try one more play here. If we get the first down, we'll finish the drive. If not, that'll wrap out the game. We'll send the running back in motion. He'll sit behind the rest as they all go deep downfield. Tight end is open. There's a catch for Muse, and we are headed down the sideline about as slowly as we can. 15-10 down about at the 7. All right, well, drive not dead yet. Maybe have time for about one more play, as we will have a guy across the back and an inaccurate pass. So one more play. And we'll just run the slants. Newton back out at quarterback. No one jumps, so we'll just run the play. And how about Stoner with the hands? We'll tack back on one more touchdown to narrow the loss, because that's what it is. We'll drop this one 48-37 if they allow us to kick the extra point, but actually I don't know if they do. They do. So it will be 48-37. We did really good in that first half. The lower overall definitely came to show about halfway through that second quarter, where things really started to take a nasty turn. Lions got in front. We had some good plays in that second half, but overall we just weren't able to overcome some of the mistakes that we did end up having. However, I see 99 rushing yards there, which means we've kept them under 100. So maybe Shaka Toney does get his star development boost. And there better not be any shenanigans, and it doesn't look like there is. Shaka Toney does get it. Rolled out the red carpet, baby, because I have arrived. Did you see me out there, coach? I'm an anchor on this defense, man. He had a decent game. He got back there. He pressured the quarterback. Did he get some of the stats that he needed? I don't think so, really, but that is still going to be a huge boost for him. We allowed one less yard than what we were allowed to, so nothing crazy happened. He deserved it. He got it. And in the next episode, we'll be taking on a very high-powered Philadelphia Eagles team. They are 2-0. We're 0-2. They're an 88 overall. We're now a 61 overall. So I wouldn't say it's going to go extremely well, but it'll be fun to see what this team can do against some very good players. So before we end this, as another quick reminder, if you think we're playing too well or one player is playing too well, you are always free to comment down below a scandal that player may be in that results in a certain penalty. Do they have to sit out for a couple games? Are they kicked off the team? Do we end up losing a draft pick for something? Do we have to... All up to you guys on what, but just let your creative imagination run wild with it. I want this to be a true challenge, and so far it is. We haven't won a game yet. We've played decently well at certain points, but just haven't quite got there. You could also let me know if there are some low overall players you would like to see on this team. Year one, we can't have anyone over a 65 overall, so keep that in mind. But until next time, to make sure you don't miss out on when the next part of this series comes out, always make sure you hit the subscription button if you're not already subscribed, and tick that bell icon to be notified of when these videos are posted. This traditional series where we play every game, posted every Monday and Thursday, with these state-only challenges posted on Wednesday and Saturdays. So check those out if you haven't already. And until next time, where it should be interesting, we'll see you guys later. Bye.